Groovy day, folks. This is actually take 3. I've been really critical of self and um, posting, and that's why I haven't. It's due to there's so many thoughts and they don't seem cohesive. But I feel like there's so many messages that should be spread, so it's making me wonder if YouTube is the medium for me or not. I'm also trying something new here by giving you a pleasant image to listen to instead of viewing my face. As you all know, I can't always get it right. That opening face. Lilies are some of my most favorite flowers, orange ones to be exact. But in the previous takes, which I feel like now I have the message and it could be cohesive. Oh, let me not forget, happy Juneteenth. It's great for it to finally be recognized as a federal holiday. But as we all know, it's every day that we should be expressing our liberties and making sure that we actually get to have liberties or equality and all of the above. But that's another message for another time, even though today would be the perfect day for that. I wanted to start this, or, I wanted this particular message to say, and shout out to my cousin Torrance for sending me that video of, I believe, what was a pastor, and for him letting me know that the word is joy, not happiness. Joy is what we seek. Happiness does not truly exist, which I totally understood, which may be another conversation for us. I'm going to be on topic here. I'm getting there to the point. The point is, don't be the burden within your blessing. Like I always say, light and darkness are hand in hand. Darkness is only the absence of light, so just remember that when it gets too dark, that you're in control of that light. So turn up the brightness, But I'm saying this to say we begin to dim that light when the darkness seems to overcrowd us. And in doing so, you begin to feel, depressed, shame, all of those, just negative feelings on the inside, versus just knowing that something great is getting ready to happen. The world, every day, there's something that could be, put here, is put here to deter you from your truest purpose, to make you sad, to just make you want to fail and sit miserably in the dark. But you know better. You know better. You feel better, should I say, because that's why your feelings be like, oh, why do I feel this way? You don't want to feel that way, It's naturally in you to be a pure ball of light and greatness. So do that. Like I said, don't be the burden. Don't make things worse. There's no need for you to put your gloves on and fight yourself when the world is already fighting you. Also, don't forget all the things that you sacrifice, you go through to get your accomplishments. You might see other people doing great things and they may be on your path, or you might be feeling like they done took your idea, flipped it and made it good, and now everybody like they stuff and can't show up to your stuff, whatever, because I done felt like that before. It's not your purpose to pay attention to that. Consistency and your individuality are going to always be what they are, consistent, and nobody can replicate that, even if they try. So don't get upset if you see other people succeeding and you think that you just aren't moving fast enough, or whatever, the negative words are trying to say to you. It's because you don't know what those other people had to go through to get that. I always give the example of somebody complimenting me on my first car, Mitzi. And they were like, oh, I wish I had a car, because I was just turned 21 or whatever, and technically the car wasn't technically, the car was paid for. But I had to look at them and be like, oh, yeah, right. That's great. I just had to lose a parent for this. Because people don't realize that just because good things are happening doesn't mean that equally bad things aren't happening. It's just that person's perception and willingness to show the positive perspective versus always showing the negative. But I also feel like that's where we get lost in putting people on pedestals, not being able to remember that we all go through things. People who are doing great, they're not just all doing great. They may not be any more happy than when they weren't doing great. It's not about that. And shout out to my cousin Torrance again, for changing my word happy to joy, because happiness does not exist. And that's another conversation. But please, don't be the burden within your blessing. That's what's been drilling in my head, kind of thing. Burden and blessing, burden and blessing. We block blessings due to over analyzing the burdens. We become a burden when people are trying to bless us with things by saying no all the time, when they know we need the assistance, or we really want the assistance, but we just so used to not getting it. We can't even see it when it's there. Accept the love and the light that's coming towards you. Also, the next moment, I would like, before I leave this, I wanted to say that collectiveness, and even more so now on Juneteenth, collectiveness. It is okay to be a part of something. It's okay. It's not. We all have a role to play. All of these large companies that everybody is trying to become, like these small businesses we want to grow into, they had a team. They were a collective. They moved as one. It's okay, if we decide, like, oh, you do events, you want to have one, maybe we can plan one together. Maybe when I offer for you to be in my event, you could be in it. Some people don't even realize that it's hurtful. I don't know, to an extent. You'd be like inviting these people to be a part of something you're creating and building because you notice their light and they want to build their own platform so that they can shine and, I guess, take credit for it all. And don't get me wrong, some people do invite me into their stuff. I just know that sometimes my role is different. So I do vendor events, I create custom clothing, I do regular events that immerse people back into their creative self. I do programs with children, which I'm building on so I can do even more. And to me, sometimes being a vendor, or even maybe doing my events, may not be how I'm supposed to best serve. But I try not to be deterred by the imitation, because it is the form of flattery, and I appreciate it. And as I always tell y'all, none of us were blessed with none of us were blessed with only the one idea. I believe that you do get a moment where you're the only person with that idea, but if you don't act on it, the higher ups are giving that blessing or that intuition to other people too. That's why there are so many of the same. That's why it's 50 breads in the bread aisle. Everybody had the same idea, but they all making money. So it's okay to be a part of a collective. It's okay. I don't know if any of this makes sense. I don't. I never really do. But all I know is that I love everybody. I'm working on loving myself as much as I love everybody else, because in my life I believe that the other is the purpose. But I forget that in order to take care of the other, I have to take care of me. So all in all, the messages that I've been trying to get out is I'm here because I'm a very supportive person for all that I can support, however I can support. Happy Juneteenth. Collectiveness is okay. And don't be the burden in your blessing. And also, if it's dark, just turn off the brightness. Yeah. Catch y'all later. Don't mind the nails. Gotta get them done. Whoop.